So yesterday I did a video, or the day before, I can't remember. I did a video in regards to this trackpad that I wanted to use with my Mac computer, which you guys hopefully should be able to see here. I'll just bring it down a little more. You guys could be able to see this. And I wanted to be this trackpad when this is in clamshell or when this was off to the side over here, and it's a little out of reach. And I primarily wanted to use it with programs like Final Cut for editing. Needless to say, I could have went out and bought the Apple one, and I didn't, and tried to save myself some money. And well, it didn't work. It didn't work really well at all. So I tried to figure out if there were some other options that I could use to get this to function, or to get myself a trackpad with some of the stuff I had already. So as you can see here, I have my MacBook sitting here with the trackpad. Now let's pretend I don't have this trackpad part here, but I have my iPad with this keyboard. Now this is a keyboard, not an Apple keyboard or a case keyboard scenario, but it does have a trackpad on it. Hopefully you guys can just kind of see that. I'll bring that up here. And this, I thought, I wonder if I can get this to work. And I kind of remembered that Apple used to have, or they brought it out a couple of years ago, the ability to screen mirror your iPad and your Mac kind of together. So 2025, does it still work? Does it still set up? Would it serve my purposes? Because yes, keyboard, don't really need it, but between the Mac and the iPad, they have this kind of handoff kind of feature that works between them. So to get this to function properly, there are a few things that you have to kind of do. And number one is you have to go into your settings, and you'll see in here it says display. And I wanted to do this more currently because there are some videos out there on how to set this up, but they're in regards to when it originally came out. And of course, the operating systems have changed a lot. So you'll see displays here, and you will see advanced. So this is the link to Mac or iPad. So it allows the two of them to kind of talk to each other. Now I've turned them all on, but you really don't need to turn this on here. This automatically reconnect to any nearby Mac, because I'll be honest with you, mine doesn't automatically connect even when it's turned on. So I don't really know why. Anyways, you can turn this off. Very cool. Yes, lovely, excellent. Now on the iPad itself, hopefully you guys again can see this, inside your settings, all you're going to need to do here is go into your general, and you will see a section here called, I believe it's AirPlay and Continuity. So AirPlay and Continuity, and you want to go in here and you want to kind of turn these on, right? So you have your handoff, you have your cursor and keyboard. That's the big one, cursor and keyboard. You can turn on your continuity camera, etc., etc. These are the ones that I've turned on. So very nice. And of course, you will see here, hopefully, if this was actually on, I'm going to turn my keyboard on here, right? I have a little mouse that kind of travels on my iPad. Very nice. Now, as you can see, nothing kind of happened that these two, oh, they did. It did this time. So you kind of gotta push up against the edge, and it comes over. Yes, right there you go. You can see my mouse travel there. Now, if for whatever reason that doesn't seem to happen, because it doesn't always happen, you will see this little plus up here. And if it doesn't connect to it, you should see your iPad listed. And inside there, you can just click on it and it should connect really nice. So very good. Now, the bonus of this, of course, is if you want, you can actually use, let's see if it'll come over. See, it's not necessarily wanting me to drag necessarily this way. I wonder, is that actually there? Yeah, it's there, right? Let's just see. Again, I'm going to close this. Should I be able to drag something here? Let's see, I grab a PDF. Can I drag this? Yeah, so I could drag this here and move this. Now, it doesn't look like I can necessarily drag a window, but I could drag that over there. Very cool if I still wanted to. Drag it into, let's say, the Files app or something, or come backwards the other way. So I am using my Mac trackpad here. So I could click on the Photos application and, grab this, for instance, and I should be able to come out of here, and let's say if I was in my photos, I should be able to take this and drag this here, and you'll see it actually copy over, and it's copying through the network now, but it is copying that file over here. So that's cool in itself. Yes. But again, let's say this was off and connected to an external monitor or whatever, or off to the side, which is what I want it for. Because I have a trackpad here, to see this trackpad works on this display. So I could still be using my mouse, have this somewhere else, which is where I usually have it. I usually have it pretty much out of arm's reach. And now, if I'm bringing up, I'll use this one here, but if I brought up my Chrome or brought up Final Cut or anything like that, I could have this here, shrink that down, and use this mouse. And now I have all my scrolling features that are enabled here. And that was the big one for me. It was the scrolling feature, right? Being able to not even up and down. My mouse can do up and down. That's fine. I have a traditional mouse, up and down, works great. But it's the right and left for me that was the big issue. So because I have this, I don't even need the screen, right? I could take this and just kind of set this up like that. Honestly, if I didn't even want to, I wouldn't even need to use an external keyboard, which is what I have set up here. I could use this keyboard. So from here, I could click on this with this keyboard here. I could go, I want to go to YouTube, right? Make sure I'm typing properly, right? YouTube, return. Good to go. So if you are someone, for instance, that maybe doesn't have a spare keyboard and you have two computers and you want to be able to have that connectivity with your Mac and stuff like that, like for me an iPad, because I have this, maybe I don't have a second keyboard or I don't have a second mouse or anything like that. Well, now I could close this up, have that all hooked up off to the side, just bring my iPad over, fold the screen because maybe I don't need the screen, right? And just use this as a day-to-day trackpad. So I could come in here and be like, yeah, click. I'm just going to search for me. Oops, can't spell my own name. That's okay, right? And off you go. You're good to go. So I think that's a very, very cool feature. Again, in 2025 versus when it first came out, there are a few things that are just named differently in there. And for a feature that may have come out a couple of years ago, a lot of us may not even know that are maybe new to Mac or just got an iPad or just have iPad and a Mac or whatever, that feature is even available. So it is available. It is very cool. And I think for me, I don't really need to buy an external trackpad now because I'm just gonna use this because it works perfectly. All right, guys. That's the new kind of, I say new to me. It's been around forever, but a new feature that allows you to use your iPad's trackpad and keyboard on your Mac, which is very cool for those of us that maybe you're on a Mac Studio or something like that didn't come with a trackpad and you kind of want one, right? Because you can't buy, it seems, a third-party trackpad that works very good for the Mac system. And if you're going to spend $200 on the Apple one, maybe you want to spend less on this, especially if you have an iPad and get, a scenario or get a setup that works just as good. All right, my friends, I'm going to leave you there. I'll put links maybe to this case if you want, because this is the case that I have, and I think it's fantastic. I've been using it for years now, and it works great. All right, that's it. I'll see you guys next video. Later.